Have you ever felt guilt, shame, or both when it comes to your depression, anxiety, or mental health? If so, you may be wondering, how do I deal with these feelings? Well, in this video, I will be sharing 3 ways to reduce the feelings of guilt and shame, which, by the way, we should never feel guilt or shame for our mental health. But we do, I did. Welcome to a beautifully balanced day. I'm Stacy, and on my channel, Balance Through Health, I share the secrets and information that I've learned on my journey with you in hopes that it can change your life the way it has changed mine. So let's get straight to the information. Let's go. When we're depressed or we're dealing with generalized anxiety disorder or other mental health issues, feelings of guilt and shame can be really intense. But first, before I go any further, let's figure out what's the difference between the two. Well, guilt is an emotional state that brings up thoughts that we failed. It can cause distressing emotions like sadness, anger, anxiety, and more. So guilt is like, I did something bad, and shame is, I am bad. All right, let's get to those 3 tips, but before we do, don't forget to hit subscribe and tap that bell so that you stay up to date with all my latest tips and tricks that I release weekly. All right, here are 3 tips to reduce the feelings of guilt and shame surrounding your mental health. First, you need to recognize when guilt and shame arises. You need to become aware of that and become aware that that is a counterproductive feeling. You need to remind yourself that because of your depression, your thinking is a bit skewed. We are not thinking clearly when we are in a depressed state or we're lost in our mental health issues. So when we feel depressed and we ruminate on the past, our thoughts can get distorted, skewed, altered. We need to become aware of the feelings of guilt and shame, name it as such, and remind ourselves that this thought is both not helpful, and the more that we entertain this thought, the more intense it's going to be. So number 2 is we need to learn how to accept and forgive our imperfection. Hey guys, I am still working on this one, so I know how hard it is. But we can go through our lives feeling guilty about every mistake that we've ever made or every family get-together that we had to cancel because of our depression or anxiety or whatever issue that you're dealing with. Or we can learn and train ourselves to accept and forgive ourselves and find some feelings of peace. So one choice leads to a lot of negative feelings and the other choice leads to a lot of positive feelings. So I chose acceptance. I chose to embrace my imperfection. Like love, it's part of me. Imperfection is what makes us beautiful. So make a choice to forgive yourself, to accept yourself. So number 3 is use mindfulness to distance yourself and stop engaging with the feelings of shame and guilt. We're human, so we are still, at some point in our lives, no matter how much we practice and learn, we are going to feel feelings of guilt and shame. That's just being human. But we don't have to engage with these thoughts. We don't have to follow them. We don't have to entertain them. That just makes things worse. We can let them go as quickly as they came. Check out my video on some different mindfulness exercises that can really help with this. Okay guys, there are my 3 tips on how to reduce the feelings of guilt and shame. Look out for my video next week. If you enjoyed this video, please comment and give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next week. Have a beautifully balanced day. Bye.